Now, to start the demonstration, we're going to look at vacuumable dirt firstly. So, Carol, I'm going to use your machine for this. When did you last vacuum?
Last night.
Oh, so before I came then, you cleaned before the cleaner came. Okay, thank you. We're going to do something called the 50 times test. And the reason being, I want to vacuum this area of the carpet 50 times and get rid of everything that your old machine could possibly get rid of, so it's a fair comparison test. So just before I start, can I just ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah.
When you bought this, what made you buy it? What did you like about it?
I think probably all the promotion.
Was it?
Yeah.
Adverts,
definitely.
things like that,
Yeah.
okay. And is there anything that you would change, if you could change about it?
It's too heavy.
It's quite heavy, isn't it? Yeah.
It feels quite clunky. Obviously having the comparison.
Yeah.
And the parts, the attachments, I don't find are as easy to use.
Right, okay. How many machines have you had in the last 10 years, roughly?
3.
3? And they're what, sort of about £250?
Yeah.
So it's safe to say you've spent about £750 in 10 years. Write that figure down on the top of your getting to know you forward. If you could all do the same, that's a good thing to remember. So I'm going to start vacuuming this area 50 times now. Make sure we get rid of absolutely everything that it possibly can. Does it always smell like this?
Yes.
It does. Okay. It's quite noisy, as you said. So are we happy that it's removed everything it possibly could from that carpet?
Yes.
You'd never vacuum like that normally, yeah?
No.
It'd be madness if you did. Okay, fine. Okay, so now onto the big reveal. This is our wonderful cobalt. Just going to get it out of the bag here. It's designed to last 17 to 25 years. It's made out of ABS plastic. If you don't know what that is, it's a bit like the car bumper. Car bumpers. It's designed to flex rather than to break, so you can see I can stand on it like that. So it sort of has a brains and a heart to the system. 2 motors that run seamlessly and intelligently with each other. So in here you have a suction motor, and in here you have a motor that runs the brushes. So each motor has a job to do. You'll notice that on the front of it, it lights up quite nicely. 2 sets of lights. These will show you how full the bag is. It does have a bag for a reason. I'll tell you why in a minute. But as the bag does fill up, it goes out line by line, and when the bag's full, they'll go orange. Down here, you'll see this looks like carpet pile. It's in carpet mode at the moment. As I go to hard floor, that will change. I'll show you what it does. But there are other things it does. You can make it as tall as you like, or somewhere in between. The idea is you keep a straight back. It will go left, it will go right, and it will go right underneath things. So like right under that coffee table there, which is quite useful. For the purpose of the demonstration, and I'm going to take this out, but this is its one and only filter. It's got 3 layers of filtration designed to capture 99.9% of all allergens, as I told you earlier. So for those of you that do have allergies in the family, this is ideal. However, for the demonstration, I'm going to use a cassette so we can see what we're picking up if your machine's left anything behind. So I'm going to put this where the bag would normally go, in the back of the machine. There's no tricks, it's a nice clean cloth. And we're just going to vacuum the same area with the cobalt. So I'm going to turn it on. You see it's nice and quiet. Unlike the other one, you don't get that horrible smell. Do you smell the nice, that's the air freshener which sits in the side of it. So you've constantly got a nice scent throughout the room. Carol, come and have a go and see how you find it. Well, I know you quite like it, but I want you to just explain the difference here. That's it, straight back, and you twist your wrist left and right to go right. That's it, and just stick to this area. How do you find that?
It's really easy to use.
Yeah, it is
Really
easy,
is,
isn't it?
yeah, really easy. It's so light.
Very good.
It smells gorgeous.
Perfect. You're my perfect customer. So thank you. So that's fine. And if I put it upright, it just goes silent. You can see that. It's just into standby, and I can kick it forward to get going again, which is useful if the phone rings. Now, I just also want to show you what happens when you go from a carpet to a hard floor with the Cobalt. And I'm going to put a bit of the fluff we picked up earlier on the floor to emulate a bit of cat or dog hair. And if you just watch very carefully, as I go to the hard floor, the head lifts up and the suction goes right up, so the brushes are now scooping in the dirt. As I go past it, you can see it's edge to edge, it just draws it in. And then back to the carpet again, and back down into carpet mode. So it intelligently knows what surface it's on at any given time. So we're going to have a look and see if your machine left anything behind and therefore it's in trouble. And actually, before I get it out, I want to ask you a couple of questions. If you had a washing machine at home, and it was a smart washing machine, but you chucked your clothes in and they just kept coming out dirty, what would you do with your washing machine?
Replace it.
You'd replace it. You'll replace it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What about a kettle that only heated the water to 70 degrees?
Yeah, replace that.
It's not good enough, is it? So, in the same vein, I just wanted you to think about those two things. Let's have a look and see what the Cobalt's picked up after having gone over it 50 times with the Dyson. Here we are. Wow, look at that. Come and have a look at that. Did you expect that?
No, not at all.
Amazing, isn't it? There are different things in here, and I'll explain what they are. You've got this spongy stuff here. Do you all see that in your vacuum cleaners at home? You know when you empty the bag or empty the chamber, it's that spongy... This is actually, a lot of this, some of it's the cat hair that you were talking about, dog hair actually, sorry Carol, you have dogs. But there's also a lot of carpet pile in there. And this is what's shed all the time from your carpet, which you throw away every single week. And the reason being, if you look down here, there's this damaging grit. Now, if I explain this by using my fingers, this is the pile of the carpet. Your machine is quite obviously only taking away that much dirt and grit at the top, leaving all that behind. So as you walk on it, it's lacerating constantly, which is how carpets wear out. And if you look at the bottom of the stairs where there's loads of grit, you'll see that they wear very, very quickly. And then you have all the sort of dust and dirt that your vacuum cleaner simply hasn't got to. Right, so Carol, you've obviously spent £750 over 10 years, whereas this machine will last you 17 to 25. And it's not doing the job you thought it was doing. Can you see that now? Would you have bought that machine if you thought it was not doing as well as you thought it was?
No.
No, exactly. Well, there is some good news for those of you that are here. Carol already has one, but you can come and join us and earn this for free. A couple of months of fun part-time work, as I said before, and you can own one of these. You can put it on the budget plan. This is what 80% of people do across the world. It's £25 a month, so it's a very affordable investment. Or you can pay for it outright at $7.99. And that's the upright part of our machine. I'm just going to put the bag back into it here and ask you a couple of questions. If you look at your getting to know you forms in front of you, I can see you're all poised. You'll see this picture of the upright here. And I just want to say, do you like what you've seen so far, all of you?
Yeah.
Would you use it if you had one, if I gave you one now? Brilliant. Think of a couple of friends. Who else do you know would like to see that? Maybe they're cat owners, dog owners, people with allergies, house-proud people, anyone with a house, basically. Just jot their first names down at the bottom of the form for me. Now, looking at these cards, which I promised not to touch, and I'm still not going to touch, have I shown you any of these features? Have I covered any of them off? Did you all find it easy to use?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? Well, turn over the ease of use card there, please, Carol. What about cleaning performance? Have we covered that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we probably have. If you could turn that one over as well. What about cost savings over 17 to 25 years? Did I demonstrate that to you properly? Oh, you're very generous, aren't you? There's no vetoes so far. If you could turn that one over, please. Time saving. Would it save you time, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You don't think so yet?
No,
Alex? You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll turn that one over as well, please. I'm going to make a decision for you. I haven't really shown you respect for the environment yet. No. So we're going to leave that to one side. But what about health and hygiene? Bearing in mind all those allergens are trapped in the filtration system and it's getting them all out. Please turn over that one as well. Good, so we're doing quite well so far. Great stuff. On to the next part of the demonstration. So we've looked at vacuumable dirt so far, all this stuff that's come out of the carpet, but what about the grease and grime that comes off the cats, the dogs, the shoes, the children, everything that comes in that just gets left behind on the carpet? And I'll show you what I mean by this. I have here a little grease test, a little blotter. I'm just going to rub it on this area, just give it a good rub. And if we have a look at it, if I take this piece of blotting paper out, do you see the difference in colour here to where it was, where there's been a circle? And we basically have a little graph here which says clean the carpets now, soon, or in 3 months' time. And if you look at this colour, it's somewhere between now and soon. So that would signify that we need to actually clean the carpets now if we want to keep them looking new and lovely and fresh. Have any of you ever wet cleaned your carpets before? Have you ever shampooed your carpets before?
Yes.
What did you use to do it?
Facts.
Vax. Yeah, I used to use a Vax. What about you?
Haven't.
You haven't done it? No. What?
Max.
Vax, yeah. And same with you,
same
Carol?
with me, yeah.
It's a horrible process, isn't it? Very noisy, very smelly. There are buckets of water that you have to chuck out everywhere. Did you find that the carpets stayed clean after you cleaned them?
No, that was one of the things
I
that...
think the worst.
Yes.
Yeah,
They got-
the damp, so they seem to attract muck.
Yeah,
quicker.
and you had to move all the furniture out of the room to do it and leave the room for 24 hours, etc., etc. I'll tell you why they got dirty again. They call it wicking. If this is the carpet pile, imagine all this dirt is still low down in the carpet and you pour water onto it. Now, if you remember the colour of the water you were chucking out of your Vax, that's what you leave behind when you leave the carpets wet. So they're lovely and clean at the top, but as you walk on them, it goes down into this mud, making them dirty again almost instantly. And if you found they got worse, Joe, it's because you've spread this everywhere now, not just in one particular area. So I'm going to ask you a question. Would you normally put a wool suit or wool dress in a washing machine? How would you have it cleaned?
Dry cleaners.
You'd have it dry cleaned. Okay, because wet cleaning strips wool of all the lanolins and can cause this shrinking and stretching. So Vorwerk thought about this and they came up with carpet dry cleaning. So none of these lanolins are stripped and you avoid this mud situation because we've got rid of all the dirt in the carpet already. It's a very clever system. All you do to basically change it, you'll remember the buckets of water with your Vax machine and everything else, and all you do is you just take the normal vacuuming head off and put it on the end of the VF200 dry cleaner here, ready to go. Now this very clever solution here, well it's not even a solution, it's dry cleaning snow. And if you want to have a sniff and pass that round as to what it is, it's just thousands of tiny microscopic sponges with an alcohol-based cleaning fluid in there. So it freshens up the room, but also it's alcohol-based. Alcohol removes grease and grime in a way that water can't. And I'm going to demonstrate this by, I have here a normal biro, not a Vorwerk biro as I gave you. I'm going to make a really nasty mark on my hand. Now, have any of you ever written your phone number on the back, or written someone's phone number on the back of your hand? Yeah? It's very hard to get rid of. You have to scrub and scrub and scrub. If I could just take that Cobazan snow back from you, I'm just going to put a little bit on here, and I want you to imagine that this is the carpet with the grease on top of it. Biro is a very greasy ink. And I put the Cobazan snow onto it. Now it does nothing when I just put it there, but these tiny sponges, as you compress them, will let out this alcohol-based cleaning solution. They then soak it back up along with the grease and evaporate in less than an hour, meaning your carpets are dry within the hour. The room's in use all the time, and you don't have to move any furniture because you only need to do the dirty bits. It doesn't leave tide marks around where you've been cleaning. So I'm going to put it on. Here comes the machine to compress the snow in. You watch this. I'm just going to do that, and it's gone. It's as easy as that. And you imagine how long that would take with soap and water. And that's how we clean our carpets. So what I do, I'll just put that on there. I'm still a bit nervous about putting Barry on people's carpets. I'm just going to put some of this snow in the hopper here. And it's a bit like a lawn spreader. I'm just going to concentrate on the area that we're demonstrating on at the moment. And if I just, without turning the machine on, just spread it roughly over this area, and you'll see it's just dispensing the snow. I don't need to cover the whole area, just roughly until that hopper's empty. There we are, the hopper's empty. And I can lift that hopper up by pressing that button. If you look underneath, you'll see there are some brushes at the front of it. Those brushes are effectively my thumb. They're going to compress it and spread it into the carpet, lifting the pile, getting rid of the grease and grime, and hopefully leaving us with a beautifully clean carpet. Just to show you how easy it is, you remember all the scrubbing with the vacs? I'm just going to turn it on like that, and off it goes. It's like fishing. It just pulls away from you. And you see it's leaving this nice pattern on the carpet here. It's just massaging it in. There we are. Always go from 4 different directions, or certainly 2 or 3 different directions, making sure you're going against the pile where it's being flattened. You'd like to have a quick feel of that, because it really is easy. Go on, Jay, have a quick try with that. And stick to this little square that I'm doing. Feel it pulling away from you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can twist your wrist again to go right, twist it to go left.
Oh, yeah, it's really good to manoeuvre.
So that's it, simple. Job done. This room would take about 10 minutes to do, as opposed to the hour and a half, 2 hours that it would take normally. We now leave that to evaporate, come back within an hour, or it could be 3 weeks, it could be 6 months. Once it's evaporated, it's inert. Totally pet friendly, it's biodegradable, it's dog friendly, cat friendly, so you don't need to worry about any harsh chemicals, and it will just evaporate. So based on it doing a really good job, and we'll see that later on in the demonstration, if you had one, would you use it? Do you like what you've seen, and would you use it?
Definitely.
You see just there on your getting to know you forms, the dry cleaner is just here. If you tick like it if you would, and use it if you would. And who else do you know uses a Vax? Because it's interesting that you've all used a Vax apart from you, Joe. You 3 have. So it'd be really interesting. Anyone else that cleans their carpets that you know about, jot their names down at the bottom of the form, just as a aide-memoire for you. Just first names is fine. It's just for you to remember. Good. Right, on to the next part, and we'll come back to this later. So we've looked at vacuumable and non-vacuumable dirt on carpets, and we've looked at vacuumable dirt on hard floors, but what about non-vacuumable dirt? How do you all wash your floors or clean your hard floors normally? Carol, how do you do yours normally?
With a mop.
And do you vacuum first?
Yes, I do.
So you vacuum and then you mop it. What about you, Jo?
Same, vacuum and mop.
It's pretty much the same for everyone. Well, this is our wonderful SP600. Does 2 jobs in 1. It will mop and vacuum at the same time, saving you about 50% of your time on doing it. And a room like this, a small cup of water like that. So I'll show you how it works. In the side we have a little water reservoir here, and that is enough to clean about 60 square metres of hard flooring. So there's no big buckets of water, no mops, no vacuuming first. It just goes in the side like this, 5 millilitres of Kobo Clean. To give you a rough idea, a bottle like this will clean this room 500 times, so very, very little needed. You have a microfiber pad just here, and the way we put this on the bottom of the machine is we just tilt it towards us and click there, and the cartridge comes off. It's very, very simple to fit. I just slide it onto there, and it has a Velcro backing which just sits on there. Just chuck it on the floor and take the machine up to it, and just plonk it on top, and it's ready to go. So if I turn this on, you'll see, and there's no liquid on that cloth at all. But if I press this grey button, you'll see the first wave has lit up. Now that is normal operation. And you'll notice that it's vacuuming from the front and back. So if I go over any dry dirt and then go over it with a pad, it will wash by scrubbing the floor 6 times a second. It's a bit like a hovercraft. So if you want to have a go, Carol, do you want to have a feel of that? And just walk up and down in lines. And because we're using so little liquid, the floor dries very quickly. Joe, have a thank you. Have a feel of that. Do you like that?
Yeah, it's very easy.
And to turn it off, you just put it upright with the 2-click action, which is like that. So very, very easy. It goes back into standby, just like our upright earlier when we put it upright. So the floor dries really, really quickly. You've vacuumed it front and rear at the same time, and you've been mopping it in between. So when you finish, these microfiber pads can go in the washing machine, 60 degrees, no fabric conditioner, because that repels water. You get 3 of them with it, and each one can be washed between 100 and 150 times. It's clever, isn't it? So do you all like that?
Yeah.
Would you use it if you had one?
Definitely.
And do you know lots and lots of people with lots of hard floors that would love this?
Yeah.
Please do write their name down on the bottom of the form. And just on that basis, I'm sure you all know someone, or you, would like to come and join us and do what I do. It's great fun. So just hold that thought. Be thinking about anyone that you might know. I'd just love to give you that to go with your getting to know you forms. Just hang on to that. I'll talk more about it at the end. Thank you. I'm now going to show you a wonderful way to clean soft furnishing, stairs, carpets in cars, anything like that. This is the Polster Boy. It's a mini version of the electric sweeper, so the brush head that was on the end of the upright earlier. It actually won the Red Dot Design Award because it was so good. So I'll show you how to put it together. It's very easy. In the same way as I took the head off to change to the dry cleaner, I just take it off, leaving you with a cylinder vacuum cleaner. It just sucks, does nothing else. You can put the hose on the end, like this. And you'll notice there's a wire running all the way around it. That's to give this power. It's not just inert, it actually is powered by its own little motor in there. Okay, if I turn it on, you can have the suction here at the bottom, at the front there, so you can get right into the edges, or somewhere between the two. So if you were doing your stairs, you can do the risers, you go along the edges, you do the step, or soft furnishings, you can just clean like that. It goes right down through. And remember, all the allergens are trapped in that bag and not recirculated like a lot of vacuum cleaners. Now, can I just ask you a question? What are the 2 dustiest rooms in the house, generally, in your houses?
Bedroom.
The bedroom? Yeah, anyone else?
I would say like the living room into the kitchen.
Because it gets a lot of usage and everything else, yeah. The bedroom and the bathroom, statistically, are the 2 dustiest rooms. So you were spot on with that. Yes, the living room but we sort of covered that with the upright. The reason being is that we shed skin in our mattresses, and when we dry ourselves every night and every time we're up there. And you sometimes, when you run your finger along the surface in a bedroom, you'll notice this white dust. And it's our skin cells, the dust mites, and what causes the asthma and eczema, the dust mite excrement, or actually a protein in it. they excrete their own body weight 4 times an hour. So you can imagine our mattresses fill up with all this stuff. So there's a wonderful way of getting rid of it. And it all to do with this wonderful Polster Boy. So if it's all right with you, Carol, I'm going to take you up to your bedroom and I'm going to show you how to do that.
Yeah, fine by me.
Okay. So here we are in Carol's bedroom. And I talked to you earlier about mattresses exuding a lot of dust as we shed our skin and the dust mites and the bacteria that comes with that. So the Polster Boys I showed you downstairs can be used on the counterpane and on the pillows and on the duvet to get all of that dust out of there. So you would just do that like this, vacuum it all off. You get right through the pillows, and you know how they tell you to replace your pillows regularly. This will mean that you have to place them less regularly, so it's a good thing. However, Vorwerk thought about this and thought, when you're cleaning the surface of a mattress, do you want any friction on that fine surface? So we have a solution for that. We just remove the brush unit like this, and we put our MP head on, which is, we call the hammerhead because of its shape. And what it does is a bit like Granny taking her rug outside and beating it to get the dust out. The only difference is it will beat the mattress and suck the dust right into that chamber there where it can't get out. And you see, as I run this across there, it will make a sort of beating noise. I'll show you how that works. You see that? So like that, we've given the mattress a really good vacuum and got rid of all the dust and the dust mites, all those harmful things that are inside it, which will mean less dust on surfaces around the bed. But have any of you ever tried cleaning the surface of your mattress with a sort of water-based cleaner? Yeah. Well, obviously you're putting more moisture into it. It's not particularly good for it. We have a solution for that as well. And if you remember the dry cleaning we did downstairs, it works on the same principle. This is Lavinia. It's a snow again, a snowy powder. And if you have a sniff of that, it's got a lovely fresh scent. Do you have a smell of that? Alex?
Clean.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like fresh linen, effectively. And one of these bags will do a king-size bed as a rough guide. So what you would do is just sprinkle it across the bed like that. And as you probably remember, you have to massage this snow in to let the solution out of it. We have here what we call the shower head. And it's just basically a handheld massager that we can put on the end. So we've thrown our snow onto the bed and we turn this on and just massage it in like this. Right across the mattress. It's the sort of job you do perhaps once every 6 months or so, and you'll notice the suction motor didn't turn on because it knows intelligently that it's just massaging. And then at the end of that, you come back with your hammerhead after about an hour, just vacuum that snow up from the mattress, leaving your mattress completely sanitized. All the bacteria's gone and it smells lovely. It just makes such a difference to your sleeping environment. So does everyone like that?
Yeah.
So tick your form, Carol. Here's your homework. Would you use it if you had one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know other people that might like to use that?
Yeah.
Do jot their names down at the bottom of the form. Thank you. Do you remember earlier on we dry cleaned this area with that wonderful Cobazan snow? We're going to have a look at the result now. And I'm just going to vacuum an area in the centre so you can see the difference, because as you probably remember, I told you there'd be no tide marks, so you only need to do the dirty bits. So I'm just going to vacuum a little bit in the centre of this here now. Do you see how all the colours come back into it straight away and it's looking new and rich again? Joe, I'd love you to come and have a feel at the difference between this here and the outside where it's hard and matted still.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Do you feel the difference?
Yeah, it feels all soft and spongy again.
It's all soft again. You can see your footprints in it. It looks like a new carpet again. You remember I did a little grease test and we got a bit of grease on that blotter. I'm just going to rub this over the same area again, and let's just have a look at the result. You see it's completely clean. It's removed all the grease and grime from the carpet. And it's as simple as that. So you're happy with your choices, that you would like it and you'd use it.
Yeah.
If you know anyone else that would like to see that part of the system, do let me know. Write their names down on the bottom of the form and add to the others. Okay. So now I've vacuumed it all up, you can see how it's just blended in with the surrounding carpet, not left that horrible unsightly tide mark. And the great news is you only have to do the dirty bits, and you can do it whenever the carpets are looking flat, lifeless, dull, grubby. Do it as often as you like. It's just whenever. It's no longer a huge job with buckets of water and hoses and goodness knows what. So together with the upright vacuum cleaner, this is the complete solution to vacuumable and non-vacuumable dirt on carpets. As a final thing, I'd like to show you the Cobalt's little sister, the VC100. At £129, it really is the perfect complement because it's a tiny little handheld machine. It has a little chamber in it, just here, so you can zap up crumbs, hairs, anything at all, just very quickly without getting your vacuum cleaner out, which can be emptied. Put that back on. You turn it on like that, and it even has a boost function like that if you want to get something slightly more stubborn. When it's on the wall, it will just hang on here like that, and it's charging the entire time. So it's a really nice complement to the system.